To use the Entity Framework core in our application, we have to work with the dbContext class. Let's open the application and set up this dbContext class. We can create the structure of the application as per our need. So let's assume I want to create this dbContext class inside a new folder. Let's add a new folder over here. Let's see here I'm writing data. And inside this data folder, let's add a new class. Here we can give it any meaningful name. So for example, I'm writing bookstore context. Hit the add button. As of now, you can see that this is a very simple plain C# class. We have to inherit this class from dbContext class. Let's resolve the namespace. This dbContext is available inside this Microsoft.Entity Framework core. We have created the bookstore context class and we have inherited this from the dbContext. Now we have to set some dbContext options in this class. Let's create the constructor, and inside this constructor we have to pass some options. We can pass the options by using dbContext options. Here inside this dbContext options, we have to provide the name of our context class, and it is bookstore context. Let's give it a name. We can give it any meaningful name. For example, I'm writing options, and we have to pass the same settings in the base class constructor. So by using the base keyword, I can pass all the settings from these options. That's it. This is how we can configure the dbContext class. As of now, we do not have any table or classes in this application. To work with the database, we have to create a new table, and for that table, because we are using the code first approach, we will be creating a new class. Let's right click on this data folder and add a new simple class. Let's give it any meaningful name, maybe books. Hit the add button. Inside this books class, let's add few properties. Let's assume the first one is ID, second is the title, and third is description. Now we need to tell our context class that we are using a new book class in this application. To add a new class in this context class, we have to use the dbSet. Here I can write dbSet, and inside this dbSet I can provide the name of my class. The name of the class is books, and here we have to provide the name of this property. This application will create a new table in the database with the similar name. So let's assume here I'm writing books. So there will be a new table with name books in this database. So we have created the context class, and we have also added a new dbSet class over here. For example, you want to have two tables in your application, then you can add two more classes inside this data folder or at some other place as per the structure of your application, and you can define two more properties over here, and inside the dbSet you can provide the name of your another class. That is how it will work. To establish a communication with the database, we must have an connection string. Let's learn how to set up this connection string in this Entity Framework core. There are two ways to set up this connection string. First is we can define all the settings over here inside this bookstore context class, and for that we have to override a method on configuring, this one. Inside this method, by using this options builder dot use SQL Server, we are getting this name because we have installed the package for the SQL Server. If you have installed the package for MySQL, then you will get a new method with name use MySQL, something like that. And inside this method you can pass your connection string in form of string. Let's write the connection string. The server is dot because I'm working locally, and then we have to define the name of our database. The name of the database is, let's assume, API, and because I'm using the Windows authentication, so I will be using integrated security. That's it. We have set up our connection string. But even after doing all these settings, this application does not know anything about this dbContext class. We have to tell our application about this dbContext class in the startup file. So over here inside this configure services method, we can define this setting. Services add dbContext, and inside this add dbContext we can provide the name of our context class. The name of the context class is bookstore context. Let's paste it over here. Resolve the namespace. Now we have done everything that is required to work with the Entity Framework core. There is one more simple way to define your connection string in this application. Instead of defining your connection string over here in this onConfiguring method, we can define it directly in the startup class. So let's copy this connection string, go back to the startup class, and over here we can define the options. Options dot use SQL server, and inside this use SQL method we can pass our connection string. Now since we have defined the connection string over here, then there is no need to define anything over here in this onConfiguring method. We can simply remove this method. Let's format this code a little bit. That's it. Now you can see that we are using a connection string in this application.